Hello and welcome to Talk Fast TV, the home of YouTube content and podcasts for the hottest new bands around. Today I'm joined with New Zealand's own Saint Lane, now plying his trade all over the place. The first hip hop artist on the channel. If you like the video, give it a like, share it, subscribe. Other than that, enjoy guys. Cheers. Hey man.
Hey, dude, how's it going?
Yeah, all good. How are you?
Good, man. Let me figure. I don't know how to do this Zoom shit, man. One sec. How's that? Can you see me?
Yeah, all good. You see me all right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And
It's cool setup. I like the plant.
a little
Looks
house plan,
good.
yeah. Well, I started this in December and I had the Christmas tree over in the corner. I was like, I need to get something else in there. So,
It looks great. It's like between two ferns kind of shit. It's like Galifianakis. Something sort
it's getting a little bit wild, yeah. So, yeah, this is just a small kind of lockdown project I've started over here. I'm interviewing new artists who I've just maybe recently found out about and just finding out a bit more about their story and where they want to go musically, really.
Yeah, man. Cool. I'm all for it. Is this backdrop all right? I've just got a bunch of shit on. That's a fridge.
That's a fridge. Oh, nice. Yeah, mate, you're completely sweet, however you are.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man.
I
I'll
know it's been
ask away.
a bit hard getting hold of you and stuff. Obviously, I'm in the UK. I should have specified that from the beginning. But
Yeah. What part of the UK are you in?
from the Midlands, so maybe like an hour north of London.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So it's not
I
too bad.
I I got a good friend of mine. She's from a place called Blackpool. I don't know if that's anywhere near where
Yeah, it's
you are.
a couple of hours north, maybe about 3 hour drive north. Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice. Which is
Nice
very
little.
far in England. That's close in Australia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So with everyone so far, I've been going right back to the start. I've been finding out about where they're from and their early musical influences growing up.
Mm-hmm. So
So
all right. So I guess it all started. I used to live in this house when I was a kid. It was in West Auckland and in New Zealand. And in the house it was my parents, my grandparents, and my great grandmother who's Fijian, and we called her Boombu, which is Fijian for grandmother. And I guess everyone had their own taste in music. Like my granddad was obsessed with the Beatles, and my grandmother loved Elvis Presley, and then Boom Boo loved all the Fijian music, but she also loved like Dave Martin, Frank Sinatra. Then my dad loved Pink Floyd, and then my mom. There was other people. Yeah, my uncle lived in the house too. My mom loved rap. So my mom's
okay,
favorite like artist of all time is Lauryn Hill. She's like obsessed with Lauryn Hill and the
okay,
Fugees. And my uncle was obsessed with Vanilla Ice and
right,
like Marky Mark and like all the real gimmicky rap stuff. And he
nice.
would and I think he was really the one that got me into rap more than anyone else, because I must have been 5. No, I would have been 10. And he got me a copy of Late Registration, which is Kanye's second album.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember listening to it in my parents' car, and I was just blown away. There's a song, the opening track is a skit that Bernie Mac does, and
Okay,
I remember I was like, what the hell is this? And then heard him say track 2 on the album comes on, and I was like, just like so infatuated with the keys, the
mm,
sound of the keys. And I told my parents, like, I love that diddle 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 thing, and they're like, we're going to teach you how to play piano. And so I get lessons of piano, and I hated it so much. I was like, I don't want to do piano. It's not for me. And my granddad was like, well, how about some guitar? And so he taught me how to play chords on guitar, and I remember I hated it too so much. And then
mm,
I played a whole song. It was Redemption Song by Bob Marley.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was probably 11, and I played the whole song and sang the song, and everyone was like blown away. And I was like, oh, this is a thing I can do that like impresses people. So it was like my party trick was to play this one song.
Nice.
But because I was so obsessed with Late Registration and that Kanye album, and I listened to every single thing about it. I actually gravitated more towards the Bernie Mac skits, and I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. It was like my dream.
Okay.
I discovered Bernie Mac and Cedric the Entertainer and like all like the OG kings of comedy. Steve Harvey and all that. Like I was like obsessed with stand-up, and I think I saw Eddie Murphy's Delirious when I was like 13 or 14, and I was just in love with stand-up, and I thought it was the most creative art, like form of art. Like I still love music, but I was like, stand-up is just like genius. Like the ability to be able to talk and be captivating and observational. I just thought was so much. Like there was no not to say the instruments are a gimmick, but there was nothing behind it that was gimmicky. Like there was no dependent on production or a band. It was just a dude with a mic. And so that I just thought that was the most amazing thing ever. And I tried to do it, and I was so bad at it. I sucked. Like all my comedy when I was a kid was so bad, and I'd go to these open mics and just bomb for like 15 minutes of just straight garbage jokes. And I had a book full of the worst jokes just ever, just like nothing. It was so embarrassing. I had but I was so in love with the craft of it. I went out and just every night bombed when I was a kid, and I would test all my jokes on the kids at school, and then they all thought I was some sort of pathological liar because I would just tell a joke and it would bomb, and it was so bad they thought it was like a story, like something that had actually happened. And but yeah, I think when I was 15, I joined a band, and we were called Clashing Colors, and we we recorded a couple of songs, and we were doing our thing, and we signed like a 2-album distribution deal with Interscope when I was 15. And I was like still trying to do stand-up, but I was playing bass in this band and playing some rhythm guitar, writing songs, doing some backup vocals. And that was my first real music gig.
Yeah. And do you remember when you first like kind of swayed over it? It's funny that what you're saying about you obviously bombing in the comedy shows, because every top comedian I ever loved, they always say that like the first couple of years because everyone just assumes that they're amazing straight away, but they're like, no, we bombed and bombed and bombed for years. Like,
man, it's a grind. Anyone that's like a professional comedian, man, is like you gotta really hustle that. Like anyone that's actually doing it is like a legend, because it's such a hard thing to do.
For sure, yeah. And do you remember when you kind of made your way over more into like more into like rapping, and when you first started rapping, really?
So I was in the band, and I think I must have been I'm gonna say in year 12 in high school. I had like a mic like this one, just like a shitty blue Yeti.
Yeah.
And me and my friends from like school, like just recorded us rapping in this mic, just like trash raps. And I was a complete like just fun, because we loved Kanye, and we loved Kendrick, and we just thought it was like a cool thing to do. And but I definitely wasn't thinking about pursuing it. And then I was in the Queensland Conservatorium of Music a year outside of school, and I was in there for bass, and I was in the band. I get a call from the drummer of the band one night, and he says, "We want to take the band to the next level." And I said, "I'm on board with that." And then he goes, "Yeah, we're going to kick you out of the band because we found a better musician. And so I got kicked out of the band. I got School of Rocked, and and my first gig as a hip hop artist was opening for the band that kicked me out.
Okay.
And I was at my friend Ike Campbell's house, and he's like, I made these beats. Have a listen to them. And I just was doing some freestyle thing to them. And he's like, this is really cool. I've got a bunch of equipment, and we recorded some tracks, and we signed a deal with an indie label that year. And then, I was in a duo with Ike doing rap from like 2013 till 2017.
Oh, sweet. Nice. So obviously you said about that late registration album being a huge influence on you growing up. Was there any like specific like gig or like festival that you went to as well, where you saw one of your like favorite artists and you were like, shit, I want to be on that side of the barrier?
Yeah, it happened a lot actually when I was seeing Kanye in 2012 was nuts. But I was still like just a fan. Like that was definitely, it wasn't like I really want to do this moment. I still feel like that moment hasn't even happened yet because I'm such a fan still. And so even when I'm like seeing my friends play, I'm like, wow, like I know these guys. You know what I mean? And like the best show I ever went to was to see D'Angelo and the Vanguard. I saw them in 2015, and it was just the most perfect show imaginable. And even that show was so perfect that me as the watcher was like, this is an unmatched show. Like I could never be this good. And same deal when I saw Kendrick, I was like, yeah, this is like just a whole other level. But yeah, I guess the maybe like, if anything, the moment where I was like, this could be a thing was when I was a first year uni student, and I went to a party on campus. There's this DJ, and actually no, I was sorry, a second year, and and DS2 by Future had just come out, and he and the DJ was playing like, I Got a Feeling, Black Eyed Peas, and like all that shit, and then he dropped I Thought It Was a Drought, the opening track on that album. And I was like, oh shit, like this DJ, he knows what's up. And I thought I was the only one that, was aware of Future and all that Atlanta trap stuff. And then just everyone at the party was like, I just fucked your bitch. Here's some Gucci flip flops. And I was like, holy shit, like other people like know this music. And I was like, oh man, like there's actually like an audience here in Australia where it could work, because that was another thing, is like I was down to like make hip hop and make stuff that kind of sounded like Yeezus or Magna Carta Holy Grail, but I just never thought there was a market for it. I thought everyone in Australia wanted to hear raps about like barbecues and stuff, but it was actually like there was a market for like trap and like the shit that they were making in Atlanta and Chicago. And I was, yeah, man, that was like, it had to be one of the most pivotal moments of my like whole life, was when everyone was singing I Thought It Was a Drought.
And do you remember when I like that a lot. Do you remember when you had your first gig as like Saint Lane, as the project? And how was it?
My first gig as Saint Lane was in May 2019. I was opening for my friend Baker Boy in Brisbane, and during my set, I was wearing like a jumpsuit, and I walked on stage, and I said, I really need a piss, and everyone fucking laughed, and then that was my opening statement as a for live performer, and I played, and the show was good. I thought I did pretty good. The set list obviously was, because I hadn't written most of the songs I've got out now, so the set list was like pretty average. But I thought I did good. And then my second gig was playing at Ultra Music Festival in South Korea.
Oh wow! Cool.
Yeah.
That elevated quick then.
Yeah. It escalated pretty fast.
Yeah. Sweet. And so last year you dropped the "If I Leave You in the Fire" EP. There's
Yeah, you hear that?
some really cool tracks on there. I get some like nice Chance the Rapper, Macklemore vibes in there with some of the songs. The
Yep.
song, what was the song I was going to ask you about? When did we grow up? That's the one I was
Yes.
kind of feeling a bit more like Macklemore kind of vibes. Um,
Okay.
and just I don't know, maybe just because of the background, some of the background beats, I don't know. But do you remember where you were when you wrote that and how it came about?
Yeah, I was in Sydney, with Danny Duke, my producer, and he played the guitar on that track, and then we recorded it on his phone with the click track and the drums still playing in the background, and
Mhm.
that's the phone recording is what we used instead of actually tracking the guitars,
Oh,
and we
sweet.
had that cool phone recording. And then I had like a thing. I can't legally talk too much about it, but I had some friends like steal a bunch of money from me, and it was like recent, and so I kind of just wrote like I guess it was like a letter of apology from their perspective, because I knew they were never going to apologize because those guys are a bunch of fucking dicks.
Hmm.
And so I made that like apology to myself from their perspective, and yeah, that turned it into a song.
Nice. Well, fair. That sounds. Yeah, that's definitely well, it's one of the first songs I caught hold of from yourself, and then obviously after that I listened to other stuff like Hickeys and Dusty. Um,
Yeah.
another thing I really like, like really like goes in line with your music is the fashion. I'm loving like the Detroit Red Wings hockey jersey, the NBC Sports cap.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
All right,
Um,
I'll give you a quick tour of the world's messiest room, but this is what we're working with at the moment. How do I flip this fucking camera? Here we go. All right, this is a brief look at the shop at the
oh,
moment.
jeez, nice
So
one,
yeah,
man.
I got I think this Red Wings jersey you're talking about is right there. This whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I
like
like that.
plenty of hockey jerseys going around, hoodies, and then yeah, this
Sweet.
is a fucking disaster. But yeah, everything, every stage item. Got a few shoes happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Sweet.
yeah, the fashion is a big part of the gig.
For sure, man. Yeah, I like it a lot. Um, and so obviously 2020, you released the EP. I know live
Yep.
shows have kind of been smashed for everyone in the music industry, but if you
Yeah, I
could,
did 60 shows last year though.
fuck, wow,
Yeah,
that must be a
60
record.
shows. I'm pretty sure, from my understanding, the person who told me this fact is someone who I trust, but also don't trust their counting abilities. But he reckons it was the second most in the country.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't go far away wrong with that because yeah, that is relentless, and obviously with the year everyone had, so fucking fair
Yeah,
play,
yeah, yeah. I
fair
went
play.
pretty hard on those shows.
And was that mainly across Australia? Did you dip over to New Zealand again, or?
I wish, man. New Zealand was off limits.
Oh yeah.
I was in Canada when all the COVID business started, and
Yeah.
then came back just before they closed the border, and I had to do quarantine for 2 weeks, and then
Hmm.
been stuck here ever since.
Yeah. Whereabouts in Canada were you? I was actually over there as well myself when it hit.
Oh, I was in a logging town called Fernie in British Columbia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's not too far away from me. I was in Banff in Alberta, so it was a few hours.
Yeah, neighbors. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I love Canada, man. It's like my favorite place on earth. Shout out to the Canadians.
Yeah.
That's apparently Canada's my third biggest market according to Spotify.
Fuck.
I
Nice.
love it. I love it out there.
Yeah, Fernie. I know a few people that headed out that way. Yeah, big like ski area, and it's just the weather. Like in the winter, it just fucking they go on so long. So it's like, geez. But yeah, people, everything
Yeah.
else, the nature is just beautiful, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I really want to head out back there.
for sure, man. Do a few shows out there. It would be sweet for 21 and maybe 22 going forward.
Yeah, man. I was in LA for most of 2019, so I definitely want to head back there. I've got family there, so I just really want to once it all calms down, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I want to go to England too. I've been to England since I was a kid.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Do you know? So the plans musically for 21 and going forward. Do you have anything at the minute, or do you know like, roughly where, like music wise, are you going
I've
to be dropping anything?
Yep, I've got a whole new EP, which is all pretty much done. I've been working on it for about a year. Um, I was working on like because I finished "If I Leave You in the Fire" like ages ago. Like that record had been finished since like March last year.
Okay.
So since then, I've been working on the follow up, and that one a bit of an exclusive for you. I reckon that should be out in June.
Sweet. Nice. I look forward to hearing that for sure.
Yeah, man.
What would you say? Like, I've asked a lot of new bands this same question and new artists this, and sometimes they get a bit shy with it, and some of them just say, "Fuck it, I'm going to go big, big, big." What would your ultimate dreams be for Saint Lane?
Bruh, I've got a book. It's funny you ask. I've got a book here, which I write a lot of music in this book, and in the front of the book, I've got a list of goals. And once I achieve all these goals, I will quit music and never make another song again. This is the I'm happy to walk away list.
Nice.
So, would you like me to read this list to you?
Let's go. Yeah.
No one's ever heard this list before.
Exclusive.
It is exclusive. Play main stage at Splendor in the Grass, which is a big festival we've got over here. It's like the Australian Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Meet Kanye. Play Coachella. Get on the Triple J Hottest 100, which is happening next week. And if I'm on that, then I'll be happy. A lot of people are telling me that they think I'm going to be on it, but I don't think so. Meet Kevin Parker from Tame Impala.
Yeah.
Meet Norm Macdonald, my favorite comedian of all time. Be in GQ, done that twice. Have a number one song on Spotify and Apple, haven't done that. Play Glastonbury. Buy a BMW i8, need one of them. I just got the Porsche Boxster S at the moment, but I need to upgrade.
Yeah.
Meet Donald Glover. Be in Rolling Stone magazine. Be on MTV. I'm on MTV all the time. Your boy's killing that goal. And record a song or project at Abbey Road. And then once I've done that, then it's that's the end. That's it. That's it. And then I'm gonna
mic drop.
I think it will be a mic drop. I think after that, I would probably try and do stand up again. I reckon that would be the next goal.
Fuck yeah, that'd be sweet. It's good to keep learning, keep changing, and keep evolving. That's what it's all about. Fucking
yeah, man. And I feel like the goals I've set are not like completely unobtainable, like super hyper unrealistic or anything. Like grant like as long as the people I want to meet don't die or I don't die, like we should be in the clear.
Yeah, for sure. I like how you've got Abbey Road in there as well. That's decent.
Mate, the Beatles are all time major influence on my music. There's such a core simplicity to the music, and it makes it so universal, which is like something that I try and do with some songs. Just make the core so I guess ambiguous, where like anyone that listens to it, they can go, this song is about me right now in this moment. And like, even though it's about something completely different, someone that's experiencing something, or someone that that's happened something to them, they feel it. There's a song called She's Mine Part 2 by J. Cole. And I played that to my friend Dan, who had just had a kid. And he just started he welted up. He was like,
Yeah.
this feels like this is like it's about me and my son. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, dude, J. Cole must have nailed that song then. Because like I hear the song, I'm like, oh, good for you, J. Cole. But if you got a kid, you're like, that's my song.
Yeah.
And yes, I want to. That's why the Beatles are like Paul McCartney. People, I know like John Lennon, like so good, but man, like Paul McCartney, his songwriting is just so refined and just so like I feel like people don't give Paul McCartney enough credit because like even
Yeah.
to this day, like the McCartney 3 albums is dope. I just was listening to that the other day. Like the dude is like what 70 plus years old,
Mm.
still experimenting with sonic spaces and like man, Paul McCartney is just such a G. I got to see Paul McCartney in concert a few years ago, and it was
Mm.
just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like I went in being like, this is going to be fine if it sucks because I just get to say I saw Paul McCartney. But then the
Yeah.
show was just nuts. Like he's absolute weapon.
Nice.
I love the Beatles, man. I fucking love them.
Sweet. Yeah, so I've got some quick fires here as well. I'm usually ending it with a few quick fires. They've been going down okay via Zoom, so we'll give it a little go, yeah.
All right,
So what do you prefer, being at home or on the road?
on the road
Up north or
any
down
day.
south?
Depends where. If we're in New Zealand, north. If we're in Australia, south.
Okay, sweet. Music-wise, UK or USA?
Oh, dude, that's hard because USA's got Kanye and UK's got the Beatles, but because the US have the Strokes, my other favorite band, I'm gonna have to go with the US. I'm sorry.
Okay, cool, man. On the beers or on the wine?
Oh, yuck! Neither. Both suck. I don't drink beer or wine. I drink spirits.
Okay. Well, another one further down, vodka or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Okay, sweet. Would you rather be playing arenas or festivals?
Oh, man. I know my manager would rather be playing arenas, but
Yeah.
I, there's something about festivals. Every time I go to a festival, it's like a friend reunion because all my other friends who are in bands and stuff are there. So
Hmm.
festivals, because I
Yeah.
reckon the arena, like I reckon Ed Sheeran is low key like lonely. Like I'm sure he's got all his homies and shit, but like just doing solo arenas all the time could be a lonely game. I reckon the festival way is the way to go.
Yeah, sure, man. Where are we? East Coast or West Coast?
Where in America?
Yeah, go America. Yeah, yeah. Not Australia.
Okay, well the West Coast has got Kendrick and Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt. But then the other one's got Jay-Z and Big and like Conway the Machine and Westside Gun. I'm gonna have to say West Coast.
Cool, man. By the ocean or in the mountains?
Oh, what a great question. Man. Whoo. Oh, dude. That is a difficult one. I'm gonna have to say the ocean.
Cool, man. John Lennon or Bob Marley?
Oh, jeez, that's a hard one. Was it originally John Lennon or Paul McCartney, and then I said Paul McCartney? You changed the question.
No, no, no. I don't know. It's just always been that. It just came to my head one day. A few people have been like, "Wow, I've never heard them compared before." But
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
like,
I've never thought to compare them. All right, well, it's hard because Bob Marley is obviously hugely influential on a lot of my music, like at the like Hickeys and stuff. But also John Lennon had "Give Peace a Chance," which was the first. I like to think is like the first. John Lennon was the first white rapper with "Give Peace a Chance."
okay,
So Oh, Bob Marley. I'm sorry, John Lennon. I've shit on John Lennon twice. As an idiot. I'm a huge fan.
It's all good. It's all good. Here, if you're in a bar, what would your go-to karaoke song be?
Stupid Horse by 100 Gex.
Okay.
There's one that no one else has said.
Yeah, I probably know the song maybe, but it can't come to mind right now. But
it's like a terrible. It's not terrible. It's fucking genius. But like it's a very jarring ska song.
Okay.
That for some reason just connects with me spiritually.
Nice.
I don't know what it is. I fucking love 100 Gex.
Nice. And final one. If you could watch a live show from anybody, past or present, alive or dead, and you get to meet them afterwards, who would it be?
Oh.
And why?
I get to meet them afterwards. Man. John Mayer. And I would watch John Mayer on the Continuum tour. No. Touring Born and Raised, country John Mayer, reflective John Mayer. And I would love to meet this John Mayer now, really. But yeah, John Mayer. I'm gonna lock in John Mayer. I'm a huge John Mayer fan. John Mayer is one of the reasons I still play guitar. So yeah, John.
Perfect. Sweet. Well, Saint Lane, it's been a pleasure having you on. I really appreciate your time today, mate. And
no worries, Jack. I'm sorry I fucked up the first time.
No, it's all good completely. And hopefully when you're back out on the road, maybe over in the UK, we can meet up at one of these shows and we'll do another face-to-face interview when times are better. I
would absolutely love that, man. You stay safe in the UK, my man. Cheers, man. And hopefully I get popping enough to do a cheeky UK tour someday.
Exactly. All right, man. Cheers for that again. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, mate. See ya.
Cheers. Peace. Bye.